Alright, so I'm hanging out at the school garden. Thought I'd come and talk to you about some of the things we got growing here. Some of you might remember we planted onions last year, and some of the onions did pretty well. They went to what we call going to seed. These are little onion seeds. I'm actually going to collect whatever pods that I can find here so that we can save them and plant them another time. This bed also has some leaf lettuce. You can see them growing. Some of them are starting to come up right here. This is not leaf lettuce though. And there's some leaf lettuce here. I don't remember what those little bitty plants were. And we have 2 tomato plants in here. Over here we have okra that's growing right here. Around this edge corner right here is going to be popcorn, microwave popcorn. They have not started sprouting yet that I can tell. Over in this bed we also have 1 okra plant, and then these are microwave popcorn. In here we have 3 tomato plants, and then these piles are beans, and you can see the beans are actually starting to sprout right there. And there's some back there that are sprouting up. So we have some beans sprouting in here, which is really cool. Over here we have tomato, 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 tomato. Looks like we have leaf lettuce growing in here as well. So let me see if I can get down here close enough so you can see where they're coming up. It's planted in rows. You can see some back there coming up. Over here we have some pepper plants and some beans. So these piles right here, those hills are beans. These hills are the pepper plants. I don't know if they're bell peppers or what kind of peppers they are. This one's going to have the 3 tomato plants. And then I bought from home. These are the pepper plants that Kindergarten and First started from seeds that continued to grow. We're going to actually transplant them in here with these tomatoes to finish off this bed. In this round stone bed, we have a squash plant. I'm going to weed through that. And then this is our final bed. It has potatoes and beets growing in it. So I think they're sweet potatoes. You have potato here, 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 and back there. And then we have beets growing here, the other things that are kind of in the middle. So that is what's going on here in this garden. All right, guys, so this is the side garden right here. These are the pepper plants. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit so that we can get a better view. We have our garden salsa hot pepper right here. And I don't know if you can tell, but we've got us some little peppers starting to grow in here. This one is our yellow bell peppers, and again, I've got some stuff that's starting to grow in here. And then this one right here is our lunchbox orange, and you can see that we have some little things growing in right here. I'm pretty proud of that. We have our tomato plants over here. These are our Roma tomato plants that are starting to grow in. I don't see any flowers coming in on here. I don't see any suckers growing in. Suckers grow in between the little places right here. And you usually try to pull those off so that they don't pull away. We have our bok choy right here. It's gone to seed, which I figured it would because it's really too hot. This is not the season for those plants. We do have a cabbage that's growing fairly well right here. I'm going to just let that grow, see how it goes. We have our zucchini right here. It's doing really well. I don't know if you can see the little white tips right here that have been chewed off. I had a bunny coming in there. So I took and I put a wire fencing around the base so that the bunny can no longer get through, because he was going up under the little this little net. Our leaf lettuce is doing really well. I pull some of it out sometimes for when I'm making burgers and different things like that and want some lettuce. So I've been using the leaf lettuce. But that is our side garden right here. Oh wait, this right here is our okra plant, and it seems to be doing okay. This one over here, I think there was a second one in there, I'm not sure. Might be completely covered up by zucchini leaves. But we do have one okra plant that's growing in here that's doing pretty well. That's what that is. So that's doing good. Hopefully by the time I come back from my vacation, where I'm just going to quarantine in another place, we'll have some zucchini growing that I can show you. Probably be my last update that includes this part that was planted down here at the base of my steps or beside my steps. I just don't think it gets enough sunlight to actually like really flourish. The carrots stopped growing, the onions stopped growing. My beans were doing pretty good, but there's something that goes in there and like nibbles on them. And takes most of the bean sprouts. I do have one little bean that's growing right there. Let's see if I can get it. It's right there. And I got a bean that's growing over there, but they're really not producing or anything. This right here was cucumber. It's not really doing very good. The beets right there aren't really, like, they're not thriving. And then this zucchini or squash or whatever, you can tell the difference between what's out front and what's right there. So I think this is going to be the last time that I really try to highlight this area at all, because it's just not really growing well. All right, so here's the ones on my patio. The strawberries never did well. Again, I don't think I had very good lighting up here, even with the artificial lights. So I'm going to get rid of these top bins because nothing really flourished there. I have a little parsley down here that's still trying to sprout and grow. I have the basil over here that seems to be doing fairly well. And then back here we have the thyme. So I'll keep those in. That one's pretty much empty and going to be tossed. We have chives down in the bottom. You can see kind of a little bit of greenery there. See if I can get around the light. You might be able to see there's like a little chive over there. This one right here has a pepper plant left in it and some marigolds. I transferred most of the pepper plants to the school garden, so I'm probably going to toss this bin and get it out of the way. I still don't know what that plant is. It's got nice little fuzzy leaves. I don't know what it is. Our tomato plant that's over here is really doing the whole Jack and the Beanstalk thing. Goes way up here. One of them goes way over here. This one's getting ready to put out some flowers right here. And right here. Those will turn into tomatoes. It looks like a flower cluster is going to come up right here. Right here you can see, you figure out where the camera is on here. There it is. You can see I got some little tomatoes growing there. I have flowers there and flowers there. All the flowers will turn into tomatoes. So those clusters are growing. But yeah, the tomato plant's doing well. I'm going to leave the tomato plant. It's going to be something that probably takes up most of this wall. I'll move those grow lights to help support the tomato plant. and then keep one of the grow lights on those spices that are over there. And I'll probably just stack these up so I can put the spices up higher so I can reach them better. But that's going to be what happens with this. And then I'm going to empty out any of the bins that I'm not using to grow. We got one little marigold flower right there. But yeah, that's the update on the garden. Maybe I'll keep that one and just let that pepper plant just see what happens. I don't know. Check back next week. We'll see what goes on.